welcome to my channel, Supernatural Mama, and of course welcome to your reading. I'm not quite sure what's going to come through today. I was just very much guided to do a reading. Oh goodness, what's going on here? Let's see. The deck feels exceptionally busy, so I feel like there's a lot that wants to come out. Let's see where we go. Keeping in mind that if you're forcing the story to fit in any way, if you find yourself asking questions such as, I wonder, or could this be, or does that, then the likelihood of this reading being for you is, how would they say, well, sorry, it would be unlikely that this reading is for you. And then just leave it for whoever it's meant for. Okay. Yeah, I was just about to say, we've got a lot of major arcana cards, and I thought to myself, oh, well, you don't know that this last one is going to be one, and well, here we go. So let's start with what we've got. I just want to get a little bit of clarification on the Six of Pentacles, which is often, about giving and taking and exchange. Often it can also just be about, even though it's the Six of Pentacles, and the Pentacles by nature are about the material world, here I kind of also just see it as an energy exchange. So yeah, I'm not quite sure why that is coming to me, and I sort of, I mumbled and stumbled there, but it was because I was actually fighting the guidance. I'm like, no, but Six of Pentacles, material world. So we'll just see what they say there. Okay, so I'm getting a bit of an image, at least for some of you. It seems that some of you are very much in a state of transformation or transition, but in this actual state, sometimes you're kind of getting lost in the, not the mundane, but yeah, that's the word that's coming to me, so I'm just going to go with it. Lost in the mundane, the normal day to day, and you're failing to see the magic in the everyday, the magic in the everything. And yeah, you're also, in the in the Rider-Waite Four of Cups. Oh, that actually reminds me of the I think the video I just posted earlier today, the Four of Cups kept popping up as well. I was using another deck, but yeah, they too I was guided to remind of where the Rider-Waite tarot pops into my mind, which is, I don't know, for those of you don't know it, it's basically a man sort of sitting by a tree, quite disinterested, with, I think he's got 3 cups spilt and a 4th being offered to him. And if you can see the correlation, sort of. Sorry. So yeah, for some reason that this 4 of Cups keeps coming up. So obviously for a lot of you in the collective, you're in this transitionary state where maybe what's being offered to you currently is a bit overwhelming, because straight after that we've got the World and the Two of Wands, and here with the Two of Wands you can see, with the Two of Wands you can see that she is looking to the future. while with the ball, the world at her feet. And I think that is very, it's painting a much clearer picture for me here, where this, you have a lot to offer the world, and you're getting stuck in the mundane, in the nitty gritty, in the 3D, in the how things work, and as a result, you're almost failing to see the beauty of actually what is taking place. So, like the world is at your feet is what keeps coming to me with this 2 of Wands. But with the number 2, it's the number of duality, right? So it's very much about what perspective. So, you can always choose to just switch and see things from another perspective, or to actually see what is really, really there with an open heart and an open mind. Just to see what's really being offered without judgment. Because a lot of the time it's that judgment that prevents us from accepting that which is being offered to us. So okay, now coming back to what they've done here, as I said, for a lot of you, well, now I'm going to say for a lot of you, I think this reading should resonate with a lot of moms out there, just purely because of the number of major arcana cards. So they've just told me to pull, and what they're reminding me is, with everything, our choices, our the choices that we make, the paths that we choose, the stuff that we leave behind to make place for the new, all plays a role into how these particular archetypes play out in real time, or in our lives. With the wheel, I will say that whatever messages are going, that are going to come through here, how can I put this? Because the words that are coming to me again are very much the same as this 4 of Cups reading that I was speaking about earlier, where because the verdict's still out. And I think it was also for the Wheel of Fortune. So if this reading resonates with you, I do suggest that you take a look at that video. There might be something in it for you, as I'm sensing a very similar energy with this 4 of Cups and this wheel, and also this world. So, this is a reminder that we are not alone. Sometimes we forget that we are, part of a collective. Okay, so I don't feel that any of these cards need to be inverted. With this deck, they do sort of have in the actual book, there's a shadow side. So maybe actually let me just read that to you. I think it's just out of interest because that was the only one that was upside down. So let's just see what they say here. So the shadow seers: unchecked power, being overly pragmatic and rigid, corruption, selfishness, defensiveness, desire for control, being stubborn. Okay, so if that resonates with any of you, those particular sort of key phrases, then maybe there is something there. We can look into it. Okay. So with this 8 of Cups, there's definitely, I get this feeling that for a lot of you, there is a lot of change going on and a lot of decisions to be made. Also with the 7 of Cups going into the 8 of Cups, are you choosing what to release? Are you there's very much this making space for the new. And also, as I mentioned here earlier, this doing things without judgment. When we release judgment of others, judgment of ourselves, we tend to see or do things slightly differently, or at least without the shadow of the possibility of someone or judging, because when you release the attachment to what other people think, you release yourself into freedom of being. So yeah, there is this releasing that needs to take place. For a lot of you, I'm sensing that it will be judgment itself, as it's come up here with the Four of Cups when I was speaking earlier. Okay, and we also have Justice, which is always about balance, and we have the Hangman, and we have the Wheel, and we have the Emperor. So with this Emperor, I mean, I did read the book. We also, what is coming to me, just give me a second to sorry, it's coming quite quickly and I just need to sift through it. Okay, so with this Emperor, some it's the opposite. For some it could be being overly pragmatic, being overly controlling. For others, it's I want to say lion energy is coming into me, although that also reminds me of the King of Wands. But here we have this man, sitting on, for me, like this planet, this world, and you see the chess piece in his hand, and he is very calm, and he looks at peace, and he's sort of facing off into the, I want to say, the not so distant or the distant future, like not too far away. So what that tells me is that, at least for now, there is this sense of calm. As I said, when I was shuffling the deck in the beginning, it felt very, very energetic, and the energy itself of this reading felt very, very busy. And suddenly, when I'm feeling what this card is representing in this reading, which is this calm perspective, stepping back, watching from a distance. What's the casual observer? I think is, not completely detached, right? He's still holding onto his chess piece. He's still in charge of the game. So, but he's released. He's letting things play out, and that is very much what this is saying is things are in place. Trust that everything is where it's meant to be, exactly where it's meant to be, and go into a place of rest in the knowing that you are supported, and that the universe has got you back. Because what we see here with the Hanged Man and the Justice card is that, with the Hanged Man, she's not really in trouble. Nothing is really wrong. Like, she's in a cage of her own making. Like, everything is actually fine. Her hands are free. She can get out at any point. And with Justice, for me, it's like, Justice is also obviously about balance and rules and hierarchy, but here for me, it's very much representing the balance of the 5D and the 3D. That everything is absolutely okay and as it should be. Sorry, just give me a moment. Just telling me to pull a few clarifiers on this, Justice, because I think that for some of you, truly is related to legal. And we've got the Strength card, the Page of Cups. The Knight of Cups, that's quite beautiful for me in this deck. I think actually in the book of this deck it calls this particular card or this particular card the Dreamer's card, like the When Pigs Fly, like wishes come true card, and this being like the romantic dream, the romantic wish coming true. So I find it quite interesting that we have both the sort of dreamer cards of this deck coming through with the Strength card. And I'm not quite sure what. I think for some of you, you may be having. I just need to quickly say that anything that is said in this reading is for entertainment purposes only, and should not be taken as advice, medical or other. And that being said, any legal issues that take place also affect our emotional, our hearts, it affects everything, from where we live to how we interact with the world. So for some of you, I'm sensing that there actually are legal issues, perhaps divorce or as this is the mother's collective custody, something along those lines, and I think the advice there that they've given here with this, these two dreamers and the Strength, is that like everything is going to be okay. Remain strong, obviously, with the Strength card. And I mean, what I love about this the Strength in tarot is it's the lion, right? And it always makes me, for mothers, I always think of mothers being quite fierce, like the lioness energy or the mama bear energy. So for this is very much the protector, right? She's protecting the little lamb. She's strength, she's strong. So for me, I very much get it like a protective. I'm protecting my my flock or my young, and I just want to see, because I'm sensing that somebody, whoever this part of the reading is resonating with, that there's very much a yes/no question. So I am just going to shuffle and see what pops. That being said, if the Sun card does pop out of this deck, which is usually what I consider to be like the yes card, the yes of yeses card in this deck for me, I will ask a clarifying question or two just to get a bit more insight into that before, giving a blind yes to just anybody. Okay. Okay. So here we've got the Devil cards. For any of you that truly are seeking a yes, no question with regards to actual legal matters that are taking place, the universe is quite funny here in the sense that they've given you like stop trying to control, right? We also had that with the Emperor being when he was upside down in shadow side, or is this stop trying to control. We have this like stay strong, stay positive, keep dreaming, like anything is possible, pigs can fly. And then the minute we get to this, okay, I need a yes, I need a no, I need to know what's going on, we get this overindulgence, not necessarily overindulgence, but which can be over controlling, manipulation, somebody else also pulling your strings, right? being at the whim. Well, obviously the devil card is more being at the whim of somebody else, but here in the context of what we were just speaking about, I see the devil as the us trying to control the situation, trying to plan accordingly, and know, so with this release we've got here, there's very much this message of releasing control, releasing the need to control, surrendering to the universe. And for those of you that have tried or are trying to do that or have succeeded in doing that, you all know how difficult it can be sometimes. Let's just see. I've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords. Beginnings and endings, or beginnings and beginnings, right? We've got the one and the one. So just what's coming to me here is that for many of you, it's been a long journey. This also particularly came up in another reading I did. I can't remember the title, but it would have been probably a few days ago. And in that reading, it's also about the Ten of Cups, where for the energy there's, or in that particular reading, I think it may actually even be the Four of Cups reading. We'll have to see. But yeah, there is very much this coming to the ending of cycles, but also this like, I'm tired, like, when is it going to be over? So amongst what they're saying here is that, like, no matter what is going on, like, the seeds for your future have already been planted, right? They are just currently sprouting or germinating or beginning to possibly bear fruit. And you might not be able to see any of that yet. It might all be taking place under the ground, but it is taking place. So to sit back and rest, easy. Okay, and I just want to see what else. Okay, we've got the Hierophant, and the Knight of Swords. For me, the Knight of Swords is always, you're running towards something. You've got the right momentum. You're supported, right? You've got guidance. You've got foresight. So it's like all steam ahead. And then, we've got the Hierophant here, which is very much about like spiritual practice, often spiritual ascension. So in amongst whatever's going on, there is personal growth taking place and future forward motion. And that being, so with this future forward motion that some of you are experiencing, in the same breath, there are those that are still feeling very defensive, like, yes, going forward, but not feeling safe in your forward motion. So maybe feeling less supported than others. And for those of you, who are experiencing that, I want to say the shadow side of this Hierophant, which I'm also just being guided to read that from the book. So if any of these keywords resonate with you, this next part might be of service. Outdated systems or ways of thinking, dogma, rebelling against societal norms, abuse of power, stagnation, ego-based leadership, and need to connect with spirit. So as I see that, is that some of us almost get comfortable in our spirituality to the point that our ego can take over, and where we think we're more connected than we are in that moment. And as a result, we're moving through, our physical body is kind of moving through on edge, because it knows that it needs to be, or not that it needs to be, sorry, poor choice of words there. I mean, our bodies are always there to keep us safe. So sometimes when we feel anxious, right, we have a physical response to something. It's our body's way of physically telling us not to do something. We can choose to listen to it or not. I mean, that's to each their own. But essentially, anxiety can sometimes, we're all told that everything is in the mind, or and take a pill, or, but if you, essentially it's your body talking to you. It's just communicating with you in a specific way. Like, people get headaches when they're dehydrated. Anxiety is just your body's way of communicating with you. So yeah, so for a lot of you, you're moving through the world anxiously and on edge, not freely feeling supported, right, in this spiritual journey that you are undertaking, ongoing. Okay, so the guidance here for those who are feeling truly unsupported, or like not truly unsupported, but feeling on edge, is that what's coming to me here is that this night leaving breadcrumbs is you, like, whether it be your future self, or your soul self, or your higher self, or whatever. But you wrote this story, is what they're saying, and all you need to do is follow the breadcrumbs, and you'll find yourself. And as I said that, my ear popped and began ringing. So I think a lot of you are feeling very, very lost, like lost in the knowledge of spirituality, like lost in the fact that you, knowing that you are supported versus feeling supported, like when you are connected. And we all, I don't know, for me personally, for me anyway, I experience different levels of connection. Always, there might be days where I'm feeling very connected, and I feel it on my body. I get vibes, I get chills, my ears ring. We all experience spirit differently. And sorry, what was the just completely blanked on the point that I was trying to make. But yeah, we all experience spirit differently. um and yeah, so sometimes when we go through these bouts of, we don't realize that we're not as connected as we think we are, right? We've stepped into a place of ego. Maybe we haven't been doing our spiritual practices. Maybe we've been more in our head and less in our body, or been doing our spiritual practices on autopilot, or whatever the reason. But there's the reason, this feeling of unsupported and on edge, I mean, it's created in the mind. I mean, the swords suit is all about the mind, right? It's all about perception. Here, he's feeling, he perceives that he is supported, so he's running happily into the future. Here, his thoughts are that he is possibly not supported, so he's slightly more anxious and on edge. And anxiety seems to be very much coming in. So I think, as I said, somewhere a lot of you are really, really dealing with anxiety. Maybe get a journal and think about, or jot down, like, I don't know, the thoughts or the feelings or whatever, just before the anxiety kicked in. Or just pay attention to it. Maybe it's actually trying to communicate with you in some way. As I said, no, this is not medical advice, and this is just guidance from whoever's guides, for you to help you navigate whatever you are currently navigating. And I just want to see if they have anything else to say there. They sort of popped out the moon card and then popped out the sun card, but told me not to take either of them, so I'm not quite sure what they're saying. It isn't quite clear yet. Okay. So we've got the Five of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So for me, that's their way of saying, like, you know, yes, it really is about perspective. Get out of your head, like get out of your head, and change your perspective of certain things. Your outlook, as you know, this whole reading seems to be very much about, you know, releasing or you know, letting things go, making decisions, or releasing, surrendering the decisions. Is, you know, surrendering the decisions. And then with this Nine of Wands, it's, you know, 9 being the number of endings, and with the Ace of Pentacles here, we know that this, for some of you at least, there, well, I think for all of you, I think it can safely be said that this is a time of beginnings, because the energy of the Mother's Collective, or that I've been sensing and experiencing myself, is all about, like, ending of things, ending of cycles, things shifting, things changing, transformation, transitions. I see seen about 20 butterflies fly past my window while I've been doing this reading. You know, for me, the butterfly always represents transformation, and just getting confirmation on that. So with this Nine of Wands, like, your fire has guided you this far. It's helped carry you, it's helped push you through. It's put, you know, your intention, helped you put your intention into action. And you just need to go a little bit further. Like, you're right there. You really are. You are right there. Like, I know the journey feels like it has been very long, and then it's only beginning. And that, I don't know why they gave me those words, but for some of you, it's, I think maybe it's just beginning and it feels very long, but they did give it to me in the other way, in the reverse, where it's just beginning. I can't remember what I said. You guys can record it, but yeah. So yeah, there is this, that this period is going to, you know, be coming to an end, and very much to just stay the course, and do the work. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the death and rebirth, very much the ending and beginning of things. And it'll be, like I said, it'll be different for all of you listening, in the sense that, you know, how everything's playing out in your reality will differ from that of another's. But the energy, as I said, the energy, as soon as we got to this Emperor, the energy calmed down. So for me, the message there, just in that, is that this very, very sort of anxiety-full, difficult, sort of constricting is the word that keeps coming to me. I think, as I said, constricting, I saw the snake at the bottom there. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell if it's a bone constrictor or not, but yeah. So for some of you, there's a constricting energy that you're constricting feeling, and perhaps it's got to do with legal matters, perhaps with where you're feeling spiritually, um, you know, at least within your spiritual practice, your state of mind, your perspective. And then obviously, I mean, as we also mentioned, there is the general releasing energy, this making way for the new, this making space for the new to come in. Okay, if that resonated with you, please hit the like button and feel free to comment. And of course, please hit the subscribe button should you wish to see more of these videos. Okay, have a fantastic day. Bye.